Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Amy, your independent Scentsy consultant with Happily Scented Life, and I'm back today with my warm reviews on the 10 new fragrances hitting our spring and summer catalog of 2025 on March 1st. So already on my channel, I have done cold reviews on these, my first impressions when I first got the bars in. So if you have not checked that video out, I would highly recommend to do that before watching this video. And last night we did end up doing a live. Myself, April Lee the Wax Queen, Steph Loves Life, and Chris from Wax Books and Whimsy. We all did a live last night going over our warm reviews, so that way we can compare, see the similarities, see the differences, you know, share our warming experience, since we all have different scent preferences, different homes, different climates that we all live in right now. So all of that kind of gives you a more broader review on the fragrances, especially if you are someone who utilizes YouTube videos to determine what to buy and what not to buy when it comes to new collections and things like that. So I have already done a video, like I said, on my cold reviews, and I did rank them. So on cold, from top to bottom, I had Wildflowers, Island Bloom, Pearlescent Coast, Freshwater Sage, Sweet Lime and Peach, Barefoot Beach, Italian Sunshine, Desert Twilight, Sweet Pea and Fria, and Ocean Shimmer. So that was my top to my bottom on cold. I do want to say that my warm top to bottom is definitely different from my cold impressions, and that usually does happen. That's why I always tell people, go off your own scent preferences. Don't always go off your cold sniff. Definitely give a bar a chance, but you always have to warm it, because you never know what it's going to be like on warm. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and go from bottom to top for my warm reviews. So that way you guys can see what changed from cold. So my bottom, so number 10 on warm, was my number 8 on cold, and that is Desert Twilight. So Desert Twilight, it is a pretty scent on cold, don't get me wrong. I do like it on cold. It's not horrible. I did end up doing 4 cubes in my living room. I did put a note on this. Womp womp, disappointing. I could hardly smell this, you guys. It was so sad, because on cold it is very pretty, but on warm I could not smell anything, couldn't detect it. I had to give it a 2 out of 10 on strength, throw, and longevity, because it pretty much was non-existent in the living room. And for 4 cubes, that's pretty damn sad. When I could smell it, which was basically when I had my face over the warmer dish, I did get a little bit of earthiness, and I did pick up on the smooth clay note, which was similar to the clay note that's in Pink Coconut, which was a scent of the month in February of, oh gosh, was it 23? Yeah, it was 23. But not as like smoky or like dusty as that scent was. But it's just so sad I could not get this to perform. And because of this sucky performance, I'm not sure if this would be open concept worthy. I don't have like an open concept like space in my home, so I really can't say if things are going to work for an open concept layout. But I feel like for me, if I wanted it to work in this room again, I'd either have to warm like 6 cubes or a full bar to even get it to like the 5, 6 out of 10 level that, you know, is like average for me for Scentsy. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm not going to repurchase this, but I feel like if you digged Sandalwood and Tangerine or Sedona Sunset, if you liked those type of bars, this is by no means a dupe for them, but they're in the same scent family. So I think you would enjoy this one, but it is one that you're either going to have to play around or kind of gamble and see if with age this is going to mature into a stronger scent. I like the idea of it because it's like cactus blossom with like the earthiness of sandalwood, and then the clay note kind of giving it like a southwestern type of vibe. I like the idea. I think they needed to play around more with the greenery notes to really give this a good complex balance to bring out the other notes and not have it just be kind of like a flat type of scent. So unfortunately, this is number 10 for me. I will not be repurchasing it and I won't be clubbing it. But if you do like Sandalwood and Tangerine or Sedona Sunset, I would suggest grabbing a bar. Or if you're kind of like in that woodsy, earthy category, definitely try it. Okay, my number 9 ended up being my number 10 on cold. And it's no surprise, Ocean Shimmer. So this bar, unfortunately, on cold, smelled like halitosis on a farm, on a petting zoo. It was just horrible. And I still get that on cold. I did end up doing 2 cubes in my downstairs bathroom, and I did have the door shut. Also, it was on a day that it was only 5 degrees outside, and I warmed it in the bathroom, downstairs bathroom, which happens to be the coldest room in my house, unfortunately. This was light on strength. I would give it like a 4 out of 10. And it was light on throw because it stayed in the room. But I think that's because I had the door shut. Possibly if I had the door open, it may have traveled into the downstairs. It's a bedroom, but it's technically like a bonus room. So it probably could have traveled into there or even into the hallway, but I won't know because I just didn't want to gamble with my house smelling like halitosis and sheeps. So yeah, it didn't last long. I only got 18 hours in that bathroom, but yet again, it was on a cold day, door was shut. Did that play into the longevity and the throw and the strength? I don't know. I do want to say that the halitosis in the Old MacDonald Farm note did go away on warm. So that actually dissipated immediately. But what I get on here, I know there's Capri Lemon, and I'm not sure how Capri Lemon differs from like a regular citrus lemon or a lime, but it reads apple to me. Whatever fruity components are in this bar, it's reading apple. And I do get this sea salt spray and like the mineralness. So it does remind me a little bit of Orchard by the Sea, which was a spring brick in 2023, but not so fruity. Like Orchard by the Sea is heavy on the apple, and it's much brighter and juicier. This one's really not brighter, but it definitely has like that sweetness coming from that fruit element. Very watery, very aquatic, lots of that sea salt mineral. I would rather warm something like By the Sea or Orchard by the Sea than I would Ocean Shimmer. To me, this wasn't really impressive or unique, and because of that halitosis note, I'm just turned off by this bar. I really don't think my opinion's going to change from it, but I won't be repurchasing and I won't be clubbing it. But I feel like if you do like sea salty, mineral, aquatic notes, then this might be something to try, because it is different from like Lake My Day or what's the other one that we had, like Glacier Water. It's very different from like those two. So my number 9 was Ocean Shimmer. Okay, my number 8 was actually my number 1 on cold, and that was Wildflowers. I know, shocking. I didn't believe it myself either, because I am a citrus girly for, like, that is my scent category. I love citrus. Did not like this bar. So I ended up doing 4 cubes in my living room. It did take some time to build in the room, which was odd, because usually for citrus scents, they build instantly. It's like instant fragrance, starts off super, super strong, and then fizzles out quick. This one was a little bit different. Took time to build in the room. It was medium on strength though, and throw. Like 5 out of 10. Very average for a citrus scent. It did start to travel out into my kitchen, like over in this space over in front of me, but it didn't go too far into the kitchen, kind of like just like in the threshold of the area. Lots of orange, lots and lots and lots of orange. The lychees, it's in here, but it's like in the background, no floral notes. They say there's wildflower in here. I don't detect it on warm. It's very similar to like pineapple mango, because pineapple mango has passion flower and pineapple and mango. And for me, I don't get any passion flower whatsoever on warm with that bar. It is heavy, heavy pineapple and heavy, heavy mango. So Wildflowers does the same thing. Heavy, heavy, heavy on the orange, heavy, heavy, heavy on lychee, no floral whatsoever. Yeah, this died out super fast. It only lasted half of a day, and usually for citrus, I can get it to last like almost a full day. Usually I can get it to the 3/4 mark, and then it will start dipping out. This dipped out a lot faster than other citrus bars that I've had. Will I be repurchasing it? No, because I like pineapple mango, and it's going to be in the catalog, and I feel like that's a better performer. But if you do like those scents like pineapple mango, tangerine and sugarcane, sparkling spice citrus, where it's just a basic fruity orangey citrus bar, no more no less, I think you really like this. And I think it's a good alternative to like the basic citrus scents that we have: sun-kissed citrus, coconut lemongrass, blue grotto. It's just something different to round out a 6-pack if you were looking, you know, for a wild card, you know, bar. So Wildflowers unfortunately was my number 8 on warm, but like I said, not a horrible bar. It just did not perform like the way I wanted it to for it being a citrus scent. Okay, number 7 was actually my number 2 on cold, which was Island Bloom. Surprising, I know, because this is like a scent profile that I love all the time. So Island Bloom, I did 3 cubes in my living room. First note that I wrote down for this bar was, wow, it smells like summer. And it did. It was hella strong. 8 out of 10. Super strong in the living room. It didn't throw past the living room, which I thought was kind of odd for it being such a super intense tropical fruity floral bar, but it filled my living room very nicely. 24-hour scent. That's all I got was 1 day, but that's all I would want to smell this bar for, would be 1 day. Watermelon was hella strong. That is the dominant scent note that's in this bar. The star fruit's in the background, but to my nose, it's reading pineapple. And the palm note is giving it like a fresh coolness kind of like vibe. So it's got a lot of different layers to it. And I swear, I smell a floral in here, and I smell plumeria. And I don't know if that's just my nose playing tricks on me, because typically with like tropical fruit scents, Scentsy has a tendency to add plumeria to it. But it's very similar to peachy and palm trees, very similar to hibiscus water, just more fruity, a little hot orchid. I can from the breast cancer awareness collection. This is a scent profile that Scentsy does all the time. And I kicked a little hot orchid out of my club just recently for the simple fact that I said they're going to come out with this scent profile again. And I was 100% right. They did. And now I'm not mad about kicking a little hot orchid out of my club, because if I really want a super intense watermelon tropical floral scent, I'm going to grab an Island Bloom bar. So will I repurchase it? When I run out of my Aloha Orchid and my Peachy and Palm Trees, I definitely will pick up another bar of this, probably for like next year. But I won't club it because of the fact that this is a scent profile that they do every year, if not every other year. So I don't feel like it's something that I'm not going to be without of. Like, Scentsy's going to keep doing this scent profile. It works for them. It sells for them. They're going to continue to do it. It's a very nice bar. It just isn't as unique as some of the other ones in the lineup. So that's why I ranked it number 7 instead of ranking it higher. So that is my number 7, which was Island Bloom. Okay, number 6 was actually number 3 on my cold sniffs, and that was Pearlescent Coast. Very surprised on that. So honestly, my top 3 moved like to my bottom 5 on warm. I know, it's crazy. It's crazy how scents can do that. All right, so Pearlescent Coast, I did 2 cubes in my upstairs bathroom. It took 30 minutes to develop in the room, which it's not odd or uncommon because it is a lighter, at least on cold, it's a very lighter aquatic scent. So I knew it wasn't gonna like instantly fragrance the room. But it's a very nice aquatic, fresh, slightly fruity. Very similar to Iridescent Pearl, just less fruity than Iridescent Pearl. Very similar to Daydream Oasis, just take out some of the floral notes. And very similar to Aloe Water and Cucumber, it just doesn't have any cucumber note, okay? So there are similar bars in the catalog and also pretty newly retired bars that smell just like this. Not a dupe in the same scent family, okay? The Lotus Blossom and the Apricot Musk are the dominant notes, and I do get the bamboo. Now, I know some people are scared of bamboo because some bamboo scents do turn. I think it's more along the lines of bamboo scents that have also the cucumber added to it that have the chance to go sour and turn pickly. I don't think that's going to be the case with this bar, but it was a medium performer for me. It was 5 out of 10 on strength. It didn't throw past the bathroom, but longevity. This is one of the more long-lasting bars out of the 10. I got 2 full days in my bathroom with this. So this is definitely one that you can set it and forget it, and you're good for a couple of days. I also think that this scent is going to be universally liked by the general Scentsy public. I'm not sure if Scentsy YouTubers are gonna love it as much as the general public, like the people that only order Scentsy like maybe once, twice, 3 times a year. But I do think this is gonna be well liked by a lot of people. Will I repurchase it? I would if I was out, like completely out of all of my aquatic, watery, floral, slightly fruity scents. I would put this like in a 6-pack, like if I was closing at a party or something. But I would also, if I had someone new to Scentsy and they were asking for recommendations, I would recommend this bar to them from the spring and summer catalog to like round out their 6-pack. Am I gonna club it? No. And that's only because I have access to Iridescent Pearl in my mom's club, and that performs 10 times better than Pearlescent Coast, and it's more fruity. So because of that, and the fact that Aloe Water and Cucumber is in the catalog the same time this one will be, I think I'm gonna gravitate towards more purchasing Aloe Water and Cucumber than I would grabbing this one. But we'll see how my liking goes over the next 6 months. But as of right now, this is definitely number 6 on my warms. On my warm review. Okay. Number 5. So number 5 actually did not change from cold. So this was also number 5 on cold, and that is Sweet Lime and Peach. So Sweet Lime and Peach, I was actually really intrigued by this bar when I saw the scent description. It was a little bit disappointing, but not as disappointing as the Desert Twilight. So I did end up doing 2 cubes in Caroline's bedroom. Her room holds scent very well. It was light though on strength, like 4 out of 10. And then it quickly started dipping in strength after like 4-5 hours. Like it was crazy how short-lived it was. Very herbal, very minty. Now, not too herbal where we're going into like the mental health awareness collection like area. And it was not too minty that we're going into like mint fields. It's like a good balance between the two. And the lime, it's a very interesting lime profile. Scentsy's never done a lime profile like this before. Usually their lime is like super intense, tangy and zesty. Think like key lime and grapefruit or key lime pie. Or you get the super sweet crystallized lime, which is like cocoa lime or key lime and no, I already said key lime and grapefruit. Like cocoa lime is the sweeter lime. And then this one, lime and sugarcane is a fresher lime, but it's more intense than the lime that's in here. This is more like taking a fresh lime and just sniffing the skin of it. That's what I was getting. I also put down that there is no peach because they said there's peach blossom in here. I also don't get any like floral notes, nothing like that. It's just a lime minty bar. That's what I get. And it's reading like a beverage, like a lime flavored liqueur seltzer water, like in a can, and then you just put like a sprig of mint. That's what I was getting with this. If I was to warm this again, I would have to double up on the wax. So normally in bedrooms, I do 2. I would have to either do 3 or 4 in order to get the strength that I want from this bar, and then also have it last a little bit longer. Because it's so different from all the other limes that we've had, key lime and grapefruit, lime and sugar cane, cocoa lime, key lime pie, like so different from all those other ones, I think this does give it a little bit of uniqueness to go up higher in my warming ranking. Am I going to repurchase it? I may grab another bar, or I might just save what I have because I've got some ideas for mixing. I definitely want to mix it where it has that mint and herbal note. I want to mix it with some of my dirt scents from like vendors to kind of play up the complexity that this scent has the potential for. And then also, excuse me, I have a partial bar of Posy Peach still, and that one has violet leaf in it. So it's got a greenery note, and it is a fresher peach. It's like it's a fresher, sweeter peach. So I want to try to mix that, like do a direct mix and play around with it and see if I can up the peach note, like draw it out of this bar by mixing it with Posy Peach. So I have some ideas, but I don't think it'll be club worthy if the performance isn't, like if it doesn't get better. Like if it's consistently a low performer, even with me doing my, mixing options, or if I let this cure for a little bit, if I'm still getting crappy performance, then I'm definitely not going to club this. But the uniqueness of the lime and the mint possibly could give it a holding spot in my club, but that's to be determined. But anyway, it's number 5 for my warm rankings. Number 4 was also number 4 on my cold review, and that is Freshwater Sage. So I love sage scents. Love, love, love them. Snow Over It is my favorite sage scent by Scentsy of all time. I've learned to love red cedar and sage, and I'm also learning to like snowflakes and sage the more that I warm those two. So I would have to say that sage is a scent profile by Scentsy that I do enjoy. So Freshwater Sage was the last bar that I actually warmed, and I did do 2 cubes in my upstairs bathroom. It's a very lovely fresh scent, completely different from all the other bars that are in the fresh category in the spring catalog. This is very unique in comparison to those other scents. Because there's an herbalness to this, and I think that's coming from the marine musk, this could have easily fit into the mental health awareness collection. Like I would have preferred this bar over that blue lavender and bergamot, which was like turpentine shoe polish. Like, ugh, it was horrible. This one's just so much better than that. It's very mineral. And I put a note, and I don't know why my brain does this all the time. I put, it smells like the banks of the river. Something that Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn may have smelt on their adventures. It just smells like the riverbanks, like a rocky riverbed. That's what I get with this. I put also that the marine musk and the sage is very interesting and different from the other bars, which I already mentioned. This is basically the spring sage for Scentsy. So we have red cedar and sage, which is the fall sage. We have snowflakes and sage, which is the winter sage. And then we have freshwater sage, which is spring. And then I would have to say huckleberry sage, even though it's always been in the fall and winter catalog, I would say it would be the summer sage, because you could do that as a transition scent from summer to fall. So that's my thoughts there. How did it do? It did really well, actually. Medium plus on performance. Throw, strength, and longevity. It was a 7 out of 10 on the first day, and then the second day that it was going, it did dip down to a 3 out of 10, but I could still smell it in the room. So I would definitely say that this is a 2-day scent, especially if you put it in a bathroom like I did. So it is one that you could set it or forget it. I feel like this definitely did replace Woodland Meadow from the fresh category. Not that it's a dupe for Woodland Meadow, but it definitely did replace it. I think I would repurchase Freshwater and Sage. Is it club worthy? I don't know, because I'm still playing around with snowflakes and sage. So to me, and because I'm being so stingy with my club editions, I feel like I can only justify holding one sage bar. And where I'm snow over it is probably never going to come back. I do have room to hold one sage bar. So it's pretty much going to be this or snowflakes and sage. So I'm going to have to do some more warming in comparing the two and feel out like how I'm feeling. But as of right now, it's number 4 and definitely would repurchase it, but TBD for clubbing it. Okay, number 3. Number 3 is very interesting because it was number 9 on my cold. And that is Sweet Pea and Fria. So on cold, before I sniffed it, I thought I was going to absolutely love this bar. But on cold, I just couldn't take it. It was so strong. Nothing like I was expecting. And I think it's because I had an expectation in my head that I wanted it to be like a sweet pea and vanilla type of floral. And this is not a sweet pea and vanilla type of floral. So I ended up doing 2 cubes in my downstairs bathroom. And you're probably like, Amy, why did you do it that way? Well, I wanted to do 1 cube because it does smell really strong on cold. But I'm like, what happens if that's not enough? So I ended up choosing the 2 ends because they had the least amount of wax versus like the middle cubes. I don't know. That's just how my brain thought. So this is very strong. Instantly fragranced the room within 15 minutes. I definitely could have just done 1 cube. Definitely could have just one. Very dominant on the rose water. So strong on this rose water. That's all I could smell and warm. Freesia was in the background. No sweet pea. None detectable whatsoever, which made me sad. Even though it was super, super strong, it's not as intense of a floral that it's going to give you a headache. Because that rose water, it's not like a powdery rose, which is what tends to give people a headache. This is more of a subdued rose blended with the water, and it kind of mellows it out a little bit. I wrote that this is a subtle toned down rose version of my Lush Gardenia. It's very sophisticated, a very elegant floral. Kind of gives me the va-va-voom of Blue Hyacinth, if you ever had that from Scentsy. It did dip in strength after about 12 hours, so I rated it like an 8 out of 10 that first hour. And then at the 12-hour mark, it dipped down 50%, so then it was like at a 4 out of 10. Medium plus on longevity, because honestly, I've had floral bars go for like 3-4 days, depending on how intense they were, like on the rose or the tuberose or the like the white florals and musk and stuff like that. So, I mean, it was better than average, I would say, on its performance. Could it have been better? Yes, but it was better than average. I would love to mix this with Flower Shop if I can get my hands on some. I think my mom still might have some bars. I think that this will play very nicely with some greenery. I don't think sea salt and avocado would work for this, but maybe mint fields if I can get my hands on some Flower Shop. Maybe some Farmer's Market. I don't know. We can play around with it because Farmer's Market has rose in it, so maybe that would work. I'm not sure. We'll have to try it out. Would I repurchase it? Right now, currently, no. And that's only because I have so many floral bars, you guys, okay? I have 6 Hey Tiger Lilies. I have 4 Rosewood and Freesia. I have 3 Pineapple Rose. I have 3 Southern Evening. I have 2 Lush Gardenia. I have 2 Thunderstorm. What else do I have? Like, I've got so many strong, intense, in-your-face florals that I don't need to add another one to my stash right now. So I'm not going to repurchase it anytime soon. Could I club it? That's to be determined, because I don't know if this is scent appeal wise or performance wise going to knock any of the other florals that are in my club. Currently right now, I only have 3 florals in my club. I have Thunderstorm, which that's not going to go anywhere, Southern Evening, and Lush Gardenia. Those are the 3 florals that I would say would be like a contender against Sweet Pea and Fria. I just don't think that I'm going to grow to love this one and it's going to get better in performance versus those other 3. But I mean, we'll see how the next 6 months goes. But for right now, it is number 3 on my warm rankings. And I didn't hate it as much as I thought I was going to do on cold. So very, very interesting. All right. My number 1 and my number 2 spot for warm shocked the hell out of me because I ranked these in my bottom 5. They're typically a scent profile that I don't like at all, usually. It's very rare, and usually if I do like these types of scent profiles, it's like muddled with so many other things that this is like in the background, okay? So my number 2 ended up being my number 6 on cold, right? 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it was number 6 on cold, but number 2 on warm. Barefoot Beach. I don't like body care scents, you guys. Like, it's not something, like, I like some of them. Like Pineapple Coconut Vanilla, that's a body care scent. I like that one. French Kiss is a body care scent that I like. So, I mean, there's some out there. Vanilla Amber. Woo! Vanilla Amber. Love that one. I think my nose is changing. I think I'm growing my nose palette. I don't know what you want to call it, but I think things are changing, and I think I'm liking Amber way more than Amy from early days of Scentsy. So, Barefoot Beach, where's my notes? Right here. 2 cubes in Caroline's room because her room holds scent very well. And it smelled light on cold. You guys, I put this in her room and I think I went and changed out the litter boxes and the trash cans, and I went back into her room. Must have not took me more than 20 minutes to do all that. Instantly filled her room. Smack in the face. So strong. Filled her room intensely. After 2 hours of being in her room, it traveled out of her room all throughout the upstairs hallway and traveled halfway down the stairs. So I had to shut off all the other warmers that were going on in the other bedrooms and bathroom upstairs because this was overpowering all of those other scents. 14 hours in, it was still at that intense strength level, but the scent no longer was traveling. So it like crept back up into her bedroom. I got such a smooth, silky, sweet coconut with airy, warm, inviting, cozy amber. And I also got macadamia nut, but the macadamia nut, it was just like nutty and brought like a little bit of like a woody vibe, like almost like a chestnut vibe, but like a beach version of a chestnut. Oh my gosh, it was so friggin' good. It lasted only 24 hours. It possibly could have even went into like the 36-hour mark, but at that point she was ready for a different scent, so I changed it out. Some of the notes that I wrote as I was going in and out of her room that whole day, I put Denise Austin workout video. Like, if you remember Denise Austin from like the late 90s, early 2000s, this is what I think her and all of her backup people would be wearing. It also reminded me, instantly I was thinking like beach and girliness and like all of that. And for some reason, Christina Aguilera's Genie in a Bottle video popped into my head. And I'm like, yes, this is what she would smell like, especially the scenes when she was like in the dark. She was rolling around in the sand and everything. Oh, my millennial heart. I love this thing so much. So flipping stunning. Beachbody Princess. Like, oh, so good. What else did I write? I wrote a lot for this scent to be actually. I put sweetness maybe coming from the coconut. The macadamia is bringing the creaminess. The driftwood's giving it that outdoorsy, beachy oasis. It's either warm amber or white amber, and probably sure it's more warm amber than white amber. If Bonfire Beach was dating a cougar, it would be Barefoot Beach. I really like this one. It's like a summer version of Vanilla Amber. It really, really is. Perfect for bedrooms, sunrooms, office, all of that. If you enjoyed Kukui and Coconut, because this definitely replaced Kukui and Coconut in the catalog, even though they're not in the same scent category, it definitely replaced Kukui and Coconut. But I feel like if you liked Kukui and Coconut, if you liked White Sands, if you liked Vanilla Amber, you are going to like Barefoot Beach. I'm like 95% sure. Am I repurchasing it? You bet your ass. I am going to get like, I don't know, either a 3 or a 6 pack the next time I close out my party. And I am going to club it, but I feel like Vanilla Amber is going to be the one that's going to go toe to toe with this one. And it's going to be like, okay, which one do I like more? Or can I justify carrying both? So we'll see. But for right now, this is one that I know for sure would go in my club based on my reactions and experience right now. Barefoot Beach. That is number 2. So that leaves number 1. Number 1 was my number 7 on gold. Italian Sunshine. You guys, this was the first bar I warmed when I started warming these things. And I'm like, man, if this bar, if I'm getting this, how are the other 9 going to be? So this set up these other bars to fail. I'm pretty sure on it. So I did 2 cubes in Caroline's room. Again, just like Barefoot Beach, 20 minutes instantly fragranced her room. Filled it, traveled through the hallway, all the way downstairs. So freaking pretty. This is another body care amber scent that normally I wouldn't gravitate towards. I can't get enough of this thing. The coconut is the most predominant note. They say there's berries in here. I'm really not getting any berries. I'm getting the coconut and the amber. That is what I'm getting. The coconut, it's creamy, it's silky, it's like cashmere cream. That's what I'm getting. It's warm, inviting. I feel like you could warm this year round. It was 7 out of 10 on strength, 9 out of 10 on throw because it did go all the way downstairs. Predominantly, like I said, warm amber and coconut. I could have just done 1 cube in her room, to be honest, and saved myself some wax. At 14 hours, it did start losing its throw and started creeping back up to her bedroom. 18-hour mark, that's when it started to dip into strength, but I could still smell a lot of the coconut and a lot of the warm amber. It lasted a day and a half. Would I repurchase it? Yes, yes, yes. I am definitely going to do a 6-pack of like Barefoot Beach and Italian Sunshine for sure. And am I going to club it? I'm going to club it for right now. But there is another bar in my club, Blue Coconut Beach. That's also a coconut body care, creamy, cashmere type of scent. So I need to figure out, do I like the new Italian Sunshine more? Or can I justify carrying them both? Or do I need to pick one or the other? So that will be determined if this stays in my club for the long haul. But I know for sure on March 1st, I am going to throw in these 2 just because these are amazing. Oh my gosh. So that is my warm review. So now that I've had a chance to sniff them on cold, warm them, what would be my 6-pack? What would be my recommended 6-pack? I honestly think it would be the 6, my top 6. I honestly think that. So I would totally recommend these 6 for the 6-pack if people wanted to just do a 6-pack of the 10 new releases. I would totally recommend Italian Sunshine, Barefoot Beach, Sweet Pea and Fria, Freshwater Sage, Sweet Lime and Peach, and Pearlescent Coast. Now, if I wanted to recommend a 6-pack to somebody that had complete opposite scent profiles and preferences from me, then I think that one would be red more universal. Oh. Yeah, I think that one and this one. Yeah? No, that's too much floral. Yeah. All right, I'll do this one. So if I was going to recommend a 6-pack to somebody that had complete opposite scent preferences and all of that to me, it would be for Wildflowers, Island Bloom, Pearlescent Coast, Barefoot Beach, because I think this will be enjoyed more universal than Italian Sunshine, especially in our live. I think I was the only one that really loved this on warm. Some people are getting a masculine note on this, and I think that might be the case for a lot of people, but I didn't get that, so that's why I chose Barefoot Beach instead for a more general public 6-pack. I also chose Ocean Shimmer. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy Ocean Shimmer. I just think it's my nose and my brain that I just read halitosis with this, but I think a lot of people might like this a lot better than I do. And then I also think the same thing with Desert Twilight. I think other people are going to get good performance out of this bar, and they're going to enjoy this, because I think a lot of people really liked Midnight Mahogany that was in the fall and winter catalog. And this is kind of like a summer version of that, where it's kind of light, kind of, you know, indescribable, but it wowed a lot of people. So I think that might be the case with this one. Give it time, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so that would be my recommendation of a 6-pack for the general Scentsy population that isn't like a heavy wax addict. And then the other 6-pack I mentioned previously would be my personal 6-pack recommendation. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section if you are a consultant, already got your hands on your bars or your testers. What was your cold ranking? Like, I won't have you do top like 10, but what was your cold top 3, and then after you warmed them, what ended up being your top 3 on warm? And then if you're a customer, same question if you were able to get the samples from your consultant, but what's everybody excited about stocking up on? As I already said, I am definitely doing a 6-pack, 3 and 3 of these suckers, and I cannot wait to warm them. I cannot wait for warmer weather. Oh, these are going to be so good in my office this summer. Oh, I cannot wait. I am so in love with these two right here. So in love with them. So thanks for always watching, commenting, liking. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate all the support. And until next time, guys, bye.